the adjustment for uncollectible accounts at the end of the year and determine the amount of bad debt expense reported in the income statement and the allowance for uncollectible accounts reported in the balance sheet. We will also estimate the net realizable value of accounts receivable. On December 31st, Northwest Pediatrics had an accounts receivable balance of $150,000. The company estimates uncollectible accounts to be 20% of accounts receivable. The estimated amount of uncollectible accounts is $30,000, calculated as the accounts receivable balance of $150,000 multiplied by 20%. Let us now calculate the adjustment for uncollectible accounts. Based on the information given, the allowance for uncollectible accounts has a debit balance of $3,000 before adjustment. A debit balance before adjustment indicates that the estimate at the beginning of the year was too low. At the end of the year, the estimated ending credit balance is $30,000. The allowance for uncollectible accounts needs an adjustment of $33,000 to reach the $30,000 estimated ending credit balance for the year. To adjust the allowance account from its current debit balance of $3,000 to the estimated credit balance of $30,000, we record a $33,000 debit to bad debt expense and a $33,000 credit to allowance for uncollectible accounts. In the income statement for the year, the company will report the $33,000 bad debt expense along with other operating expenses. In the balance sheet for the year, the company will report $30,000 ending balance and allowance for uncollectible accounts. Note that allowance for uncollectible accounts is a contra asset account. We report the allowance for uncollectible accounts in the current assets section of the balance sheet, but it represents a reduction in the balance of accounts receivable. Net accounts receivable is the difference between the total accounts receivable and the allowance for uncollectible accounts. The resulting $120,000 is also referred to as the net realizable value of accounts receivable.